Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day yet again. Guys, I've been watching some older videos, and what do you think? I have a question, and I guess this is directed at Gypsy. And being that Gypsy's always in people's comments and stuff, I welcome you, Gypsy, to either email me or in my comments write to me, because I have a question. I have a serious question. Look at the way you've lived your life. Look at where you're at right now. You've done 8.5 years in prison. You really don't have any money to speak of now. You've been taken advantage of, to the fact that you don't know who you can trust, to be honest with you, because it seems like people have honestly disappointed you. Your dad disappointed you by showing you that whether you want him to be pimp juice or not, you don't want him to date a 19-year-old. And, you kind of do want him to hold something sacred, because if you know he could hold something sacred, he could hold you sacred. If you can't hold anything sacred, it's not possible to hold you sacred, and that's really important to you. You're not sure of Ken, and we're not sure you even want Ken. We can't figure that out. You basically destroyed Ryan. He allowed that, but you did. Again, you did 8.5 years. I don't think that this was the plan. You know what I think. Gypsy, you know what I think. I think that you unalived your mom in the most brutal way because you wanted it to look like a botched home invasion. And then something happened, and you were stuck with Nick. And then you kind of had to wing it. Was it worth it? I'm asking. Was it worth it? Because you're never going to outlive the fact that you unalived your mom. It's come out now that you didn't have Munchausen by proxy. You can't keep pushing the water from the ocean back, because it's too much now. So you're living with the fact that you're a mommy, M-U-R-D-E-R-E-R, and the reason why you are is because either one, you didn't want to take care of your sick mom. Like, how much longer did she really have, Gypsy? Looking back on it now, if you would have taken care of your mom for 8.5 years, did she have 8.5 years left? I mean, weigh it. You could have built a relationship with your dad based on the fact that he wanted to build it with you with no money involved. You would have either known or not known. After your mom had passed, you could have made up this story, but you didn't have it in you to make up the story because you weren't the one that made up the story to begin with. Somebody gave you the alibi. How were you going to get out of the wheelchair and be the person you wanted to be with your mom still alive and with you staying at that house? You weren't going to stay at that house. It was going to be like a Gone Girl Gone. But now look at it. Seriously, look at what's become of it. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? That's the question that I'm asking, because I have to wonder. You know that your mom loved you. You were sure of that. Now you've walked around the world a little bit without her, without that love, without that security, knowing that regardless of anything, she had your back. Look at what you did to hers, but she had yours. And now you don't have that from anybody. You don't feel that from anybody. How does that honestly feel? Was it worth it? Couldn't you have just slowly have gotten better? In 8.5 years, you could have made up something that made you get better. It wasn't this, it wasn't that. I just had exercises to do. The doctors got it wrong. In 8.5 years, you could have recovered as much as you've recovered now. And the money, where is it? So it doesn't even matter. The money's no longer. Like, you don't have it. You said yourself you don't have it. You're like now struggling. Was it all worth it for the infamy of unaliving your mom? Because that's all you ended up with at the end of the day, Gypsy. Seriously. That's all you've had at the end of the day is the infamy of unaliving your mom. And I just want to know, seriously, if you think it was worth it. Hit me up. Seriously, I'm seriously asking you to take a parallel of your life and imagine where your mom would be, because probably she wouldn't be alive today. But you could play that scenario through too. Okay, so she's in some sort of assisted living. I mean, was the whole thing because you couldn't make it on your own? Were you no Mary Tyler Moore? How were you going to make it with somebody else anyway? Did you at least have the hat to throw up in the air? Like, you had the money. You had the money. So, I just wonder if you didn't unalive your mom, if you knew then what you know now, and you would see the way your life is, would you still have unalived your mom? That's what I want to know. Would it still, what was it? Because I think you were supposed to leave with somebody else. So was it another guy and it wasn't Nick? Because your mom liked Nick. And you didn't end up with the other guy either. And you could have very well ended up with somebody like Ken. Somebody who I think sometimes you settle for. I really feel like you would have had the same basic things that you have in your life now if you wouldn't have unalived your mom. Was it because you didn't want to be in a wheelchair anymore and you didn't know how to make that happen? Like, there is something. But was it? I don't see the gain here. If you had it to do over again, would you do it the same way? I don't know. Hit me up. toddy1skip@gmail.com. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Especially you, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Guys, thanks. Please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget I have another channel. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy1Skip. Thanks, guys.